Good morning and welcome back to Patchy Pony Stitcher. My name is Mel and this is a channel about cross stitch. So welcome. It's Flosstube number 37 and today is the 16th of October. And it's been about 6 weeks since I've caught up with you and shown you what I've been doing. But life's been busy. Spring has sprung and there is so much to do and lots of fun things outside. Not that cross stitching's taken a back seat, but there's been lots of horse riding happening here. I've been to a few different clinics and taking the horses to the beach, and I'm hoping to do lots and lots more of that over the next coming months. So cross stitching may slow down a bit, but probably not. I've also had a weekend away with my hubby. We celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary, and being in that the state is still locked down. For those overseas, I live in Tasmania, which is an island state, so we don't actually have any borders that that people can come in by road. So our state's pretty much locked down, but within our state we can move around freely without many restrictions at all. So we took a little road trip about 3.5 hours north of where we are to a beautiful place called the Bay of Fires. So I'll pop some video footage in at the very end for you just to showcase how beautiful the northeast of Tasmania is. So if you're interested in that, do hold on to the end because it's quite spectacular. And more life update, I actually went on a retreat. Here in Tassie, we had just a local retreat. The ladies at Stitch in Time organised just a retreat for Tasmanians, which was really lovely and a really relaxing way, and it was 20 minutes from my home, so it was just spot on. We had quite a good range of people there from around the state and different levels of experience, and some beautiful stitching. It's so nice to see other people stitching and lots of heids and all different stuff. So that was super exciting. And we had a little smalls exchange, which I'll talk about later, and I will show you what I made up and also a find that I had in the little town where it was held. There's some beautiful little shops there, and I found a perfect finishing item for what I needed and what I was looking for. But it was just so nice to spend 2 whole days just stitching with like-minded ladies and talking non-stop about our craft and just hanging out and having lots of fun and getting some progress done, which was great. Not too much frogging, but we got a little bit, just a little bit, and lots of progress on my Alice. So let's get started. We are going to show, well, I'm going to show you my FFOs first. So I have 2 FFOs. So I will pop my cup of tea down and show you my first one. Now this is by Just Nan, and it's called Little Hedgie. Now I did start this for Mania, and I'll pop a before photo in, which isn't very exciting because it's just literally the tartan on his back. So that is where I started before I finished him. And this is how my little Hedgie turned out. So if you follow me on Instagram, I showed it, I popped photos up straight away. I was so happy with how he turned out. Now, in the chart, he's got more white pins than he does the black and the grey, but I sort of focused on, so it's probably, I focused more on the black pins, but he is so cute and so easy to put together. So he's got a little button that he sits on, just so he's got a nice little stance on the display table. So this chart I won at a giveaway from Liz at Country Stitches a little while ago, and because I hadn't made a start on it until March this year. And then Liz does have a tutorial on how to put these together on her channel, and essentially you'll put together a little, so I'll pop some photos in overlay of how my progress works, how my progress was putting him together. But essentially you make a little, like a pillow form to go inside him. So when you are doing the hand stitching on the back, you're not having to worry about all the polyfill poofing out and making it harder. So I'll pop all that in, well, I'm showing it to you now, of my little Hedgie. And that is how he came out. So we'll do a giveaway later on in the video for the chart, so someone else can make him. He was quite a very quick stitch to do, and not long at all to pop together at the end. Now my second FFO is my Lizzie Kate, Christmas, the Spirit of Christmas. So this is where I was before, and this is the photo of it finished before I started FFOing it. So as you can see, it's quite a long rectangular piece, and I was having difficulty finding a frame for it, and I wasn't really sure I wanted just a standard frame anyway. So when I went to the retreat in there's a little town where the retreat was held, was in Richmond, and it's a historic town, so it's got quite a few second-hand shops and antique shops. So I thought I'll just take this piece along, and there might be a tray or an older frame which is a different shape, or just something that I might spy, and I did. So this I found in a little second-hand shop, just a little wooden, like it's not old, but a little wooden tray, and it fits perfectly. So here is my FFO, and I made it into a pillow. Just pop him back in there, and he sits in the pillow, like sort of like a doll's bed in a way. I have been putting a heavy book on it of just to try and get the poofiness down, but I couldn't take too much fill out because it got a little bit wrinkly. So I'm hoping that with a heavy book on it, it will flatten out the polyfill and wadding in there. But size, hello, look how good the sizing is. It was so perfect. And this was my first attempt at making a walled pillow. So I'm going to show you the best corner. So rather than doing a normal pillow, I didn't want to lose too much of the stitching going down the side of the tray. So I did a wall pillow with the remaining sparkly fabric, and I just hand stitched the corners because I'm not fantastic on a machine. Still learning. And then I had an envelope style backing so I could put the wadding and the polyfill. So I did a couple of layers of the polyfill, which I'll show. I'll just pop a photo here of how I did that. Yes, and then once the pillow was made, I turned it inside out, hand stitched in a coordinating thread, and then filled it, and I couldn't be happier with how that came out. Really, really happy. So, and I've got a couple of different options on the way I can display it. It will sit up on the ledge by itself. I could possibly frame it. I mean, well, not frame it, put hardware on to hang it. Or I could just put it on an easel type of thing as well, to have it sitting there like on an easel. So I'll see how that comes out at Christmas time, but super, super happy with the Spirit of Christmas mystery sampler by Lizzie Kate. So you can still get these charts at 123 Stitch, and they do have an embellishment pack. You'll see, like, I've got a few different buttons and beads on it as well, and the kit, the embellishment kit, comes with so many. So that is my FFO. Now my third FFO, which is sort of a spin-off from the Lizzie Kate, we had to do, no, we didn't have to do, it was optional for the retreat to do a smalls exchange. So I had some fabric left over from that piece, and I was super inspired by finishing it. And I had all these buttons. So with the Lizzie Kate, it does come with some little smalls charts in it. So I decided to do a smalls little scissor fob. So I'll pop that in here for you to show you how that turned out. So before I wrap up my smalls exchange for our Tassie retreat, I thought I'd just do a little quick video of it. So the pattern that I've chosen is from the Lizzie Kate Spirit of Christmas mystery sale. They also had some mini little smalls projects with it. So this is the colourings from the original chart, and then I have created with the same colours from this chart this scissor fob. So we've got, so this was all charted as an additional kit, but on the back I did change it, and it had, I think, Joy, Love and Peace, and I just changed it to Tassie Retreat, just as a memento for the smalls exchange. So this is on a 32 count Sparklies even weave with the DMC thread called for. It's got a few little glass beads on it, and then I've added some crochet trim, and I've filled that with polyfill and added a hanger for your scissors. So it's quite lightweight. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The bottom is a little bit gecko, but not ghetto. Because I'm not really, I like to, when I do my pillow finishes, I usually like to put a slit in the back and then do a patch, but with this one I had to do a full back and add it in at the back. So pretty happy with how that turned out. So now I will wrap it up and I'll show you, and I'm also going to add into the package a silks for you with colours that tie into that. This is PR117 as a little extra treat in my package, and the scissors I'm going to package up with it as well. So I'll come back and show you the presented product as how it will be gifted. This is a fob in tissue paper, and I've added in, I'm not going to be able to film it too, added in a strip of other tissue paper that will pull it out, and it will show the silks for you thread and then the scissors, and then I've separately wrapped the fob as well, so it'll be a nice little package. Isn't it funny that once you finish a little small like that, it's really hard to give away? I was really happy with how that turned out, and the little beads on it. Yeah, so I was happy to give it away. I was happy with how it had turned out, but it would have been nice to keep it, but I can redo that at any time. So in my smalls exchange, this is what I received from a lady called Jane, and ironically, she picked mine first and then I picked hers second, because it was a number system where you just went and picked the package to your liking. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a cork like fabric, and it's got a bit of sparkle to it, and then she's inlaid the stitching, and it's also fully lined as well. So I'm not going to put pens and pencils in there because I don't want to mark the fabric, but I will keep my little sewing notions like my scissors and your quick unpick and needle threaders and that, so it's easy to find. So I just love that little case that she made. I was so happy. And so just some really beautiful smalls that people made. It's just amazing how talented people are. So that was a lot of fun doing the smalls exchange, and hopefully when we have another retreat we'll do that again. Only about half the people participated in the smalls exchange, I guess because some people hadn't been to retreats before and weren't really sure what to expect. After being to Mittagong last year, I saw heaps of different ideas, so that was always handy, but really enjoyed making it and really enjoyed receiving it. So that's my 3 FFOs for the 6 weeks, and we have some, well, I've got so close to a finish that it's ridiculous, but it's gonna be a whip, but technically it could be a finish. So my whip that is nearly a finish is by Cottage Needleworks. Wonderful time of the year. And I did use the call for fabric on this one, and it's also a new start. I don't think you've seen this one before, because I had to start this for a challenge, and it was such a quick stitch that I could not put it down. But I've all I've got to do is the rest of the green leaves and a few red berries, and then we'll be calling that one finished. and that was a really enjoyable quick stitch and something I could do that was quite relaxing, and I didn't have to do much frogging at all with this guy. And I think I'll turn, in the picture they've finished it in a frame, however I think I'm going to turn this one into a sack, not a stocking or a Christmas, or a Christmas sack, but sort of like a pillow filled with the crushed walnut shells, but not fully filled, so it's sort of got a little bit of give to it, so it can sort of sit up on its own. So I really enjoyed that one. Highly recommended if you've been thinking about using that type of the spotty fabric. It's very easy to stitch on. You do sometimes have to pierce the dot, but it's not hard to do that. So super happy with how that guy turned out. The next, I've lost my notes. There we go. The next FFO I'm going to show, not FFO, we're back to whips now. The next whip I'm going to show you is my Prairie Romance. So this is where it was up to before. So here is the up-to-date on Prairie Romance. So it's got an additional 1400 stitches in it since I've shown you last. So really happy with how that's coming along, getting some real definition, but now going to be heading into another big batch of sky. So unfortunately that's going to sort of probably slow down the progress a little bit because it's not as much fun as doing the horses themselves, but we'll keep ploughing along with that one. So the next whip that I've put a fair bit of work into over the last 6 weeks is my Farms at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Sampling. So this is where it was up to before last time you saw it. And this is the block that I've been working on and where I'm up to now. So getting through this full coverage area, getting a lot of stitches in for challenges is always good. So it's got some nice solid stitching in there. I made a start last time on the next block, and I have done a small start on the border of the next block for another challenge as well. So coming along, so that'll be block, so when that one's complete, I've done 4 plus the double, so that will be block number 6 that I have finished. So definitely over the halfway mark there. This is on a 16 count Ada that I coffee tea dyed, and I'm just using the DMC threads as called for. So that's my Farms at Hawk Run Hollow. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Alice. This is what she will look like when she's finished. So this is the stitch along that I've been working on with a few other Instagrammers and Flosstubers. So if you're on my Instagram, you can see the progress, and also the hashtag is Alice is back if you want to join in the sale and that you're working on it as well. So this is where I am up to. Actually, I might just fold that over. So I got a fair bit of progress in because of challenges that I need for the Daily 30s costumes challenge that I'm doing at the moment. And we can see that what I added in at the retreat was this motif here and the door. And then after the retreat, I added in the mouse, the keys, and the beginning of the smoke here. So really happy with how this guy is coming along. Now I was watching, I think it was Married with Stitches, and they were talking about an Alice in Wonderland one that they had, and they were going to turn a rabbit, like the white rabbit, and put a red eye in it. And I'm nearly tempted to put a red bead to make it an albino rabbit, just to give it a bit of a creepiness about it, but I don't know yet because it won't have glass on it when I finish it. But super happy with how that's coming along. So I'll just show you again what it'll look like when it's finished. So I think I'm about on the halfway mark there with my Alice. So this one is being stitched on 32 count even weave by Colour Cascades fabrics, and in the colourway of Barbie Girl. And again, it's got the opalescent in it, which I'm quite partial to. So that is my Alice. So that's the 4 whips that I'm going to show you, because I also had the F3 FFOs. So not too bad for 6 weeks of progress, I feel. The challenges from the daily 30 certainly keep me going, and sometimes I find out that I can keep going on one project with all the prompts, but I do like to switch it up a bit. But at the moment I'm doing challenges that require a 500 stitch for each challenge. So Alice is getting a lot of work, which is good because I haven't really touched Alice for some time. Now I have had a new start. I can't show you that one though, because it's actually going to be a gift for someone, and I know she watches, so I'm going to only be able to show you that one as a fully finish, and it won't be until probably February, March next year, because it's for a baby gift. So that one's quite a cute one, but it's medium size, so it's going to take a bit of work, but I won't be able to show you and share that one with you, so that might take up some time that I can't share the progress on that one. Now what else have we got? Oh, I want to show you this. I've bought a kit. When I was at the retreat on the weekend, a lady had this beautiful, I hadn't heard of gold work before and probably didn't realize it was even a thing, and she brought a finished piece. I'm going to pop a photo in here, and I think I'm going to have a crack at this kit. It's from an Australian designer, and she does do classes, so we're hoping, quite a few ladies were impressed with it, so we're hoping that Carolyn from Stitch in Time might do some classes, or even if I think her name's, oh, I've forgotten the lady's name. It's Alison Cole Embroidery. So if you want to jump onto her website, if you're interested in gold work, this kit is available along with many others, just some beautiful work. So a few of the ladies are hoping that Alison might come to Tassie and we might be able to do a beginner's class, because it looks like so much fun. And that bee is just exquisite. I've gone ahead and ordered my kit already because it's a beginner's kit, but it's not something I really want to start on my own, but I just want it in my possession because I was just blown away with how beautiful it was when I saw the finished product. I don't have a lot of addition to my stash. I haven't really purchased a lot over the last 6 weeks. I am still waiting on a Bestitch Me order and also a 123 Stitch order, but both coming from the US. They've been on order since June, so I'm not holding my breath that they'll be here anytime soon. However, every day when I check the letterbox, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it'll be here today, and it's never here. So really the only thing that I got was my thread club that I'm part of through a Stitch in Time, which is the weeks. So this is the weeks colours. How many do I get? 6. Whoops. So 6 different weeks every month in alphabetical order to add to the stash, which is a lot of fun getting those in the mail. They come in a beautiful red satchel. So they arrived, and I've got another one coming on its way. When I was at Richmond at the looking around in the second-hand shops and in the antique shops, I did come across this that I couldn't leave behind. It's just a quilted little knitting bag, but I will use it for a project bag. And it's zippered as well and quilted on the inside. So that's, I guess, a little bit of stash. Couldn't leave it behind for that, sitting there in a bunch of, with all these different fabrics. And I was like, yep, that's coming home with me. I did win a giveaway. I won Christmas Tea by Brenda Gervais. So that will go, I love that chart. So that one will go into my new starts for next year. And I also had a lovely card from Natalie at handmade, homemade. I'll link her channel below, and she sent me a beautiful little chart in there with her card. So thank you, Natalie. It's always lovely getting a card with a handwritten message inside. And I think I owe you about three correspondence because I've been a bit slack. So I do have a package that I'm putting together for you very shortly. I think that's going to bring us up to the giveaway. So the giveaway that I had from last video, actually I'll take it out of the package for you because it's got, was the drawn thread, Spot of Autumn. So I'll put the drawing of that one in here for you now. Okay, so we've got the link in for the previous video. We've got our keyword, which was spot. We've got 11 commenters. So let's see who the winner is. And it is Patty Smith. Well, congratulations, Patty. Send me an email and we'll get that out to you. Congratulations, Patty. I've got my email address in the description box below, so just send me an email and we'll get that one all sorted for you. So as I said before, the drawing for this video will be Just Nan Little Hedgie. So if you would like to win this one, I want you to put Nan, like Nan, N-A-N, into a comment for me. You can put just the word, or you can be creative and put it in as a sentence, and I will do a drawing for this one in the next video. So that looks like I've updated you with my 6 weeks. It's probably short and sweet again. I just want to say thank you to all my returning subscribers and the new subscribers that have come over in the last 6 weeks. So thank you. I really appreciate you coming in and stopping by. It's always fun to meet new people and get to know people. So feel free to comment and introduce yourself. I'm always interested to hear how you found me. So if someone's sent you over, please pop a comment in just so I can thank them for their shout out. Yeah, so that's about it for today. I'm hoping you all have a good month and keep stitching, especially you guys in the US now that it's cooling down. I'm sure there'll be a lot more stitching time coming up and lots of progress. So stay tuned, and I'll pop in my video from my anniversary weekend up at the East Coast. So enjoy. Bye guys.